Trizzy the rapper, he come with the clappers.
Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome to my next video, the intermediate video of our POGG series of how to break down why you're losing. Now remember, I'm not trying to tell you guys how you're losing. I'm trying to tell you how you can come to conclusions as to why you're losing. I'm trying to make it easier on you, put you into the mindset of how you're losing. You can watch your match and just know. That's what we're trying to achieve, you know. But we have Master Raven on the screen. Apparently everybody hates her. Everybody and their mother. It's definitely not because of her skin color, obviously, you know, obviously. Anyways, first thing I wanted to talk about was watch how, okay, in simpler terms, how are they getting their damage? In longer term, are they hitting you with counter hits? Are they waiting for you to whiff? Are they waiting for you to... Are you getting clipped? That's another thing. A lot of characters become better when you get clipped. Like Kazumi gets better when you get clipped. Like Jack gets better when you get clipped. Like Kazuya gets better when you get clipped, you know? And are you getting beat by 50-50s, you know? So, we have a character... We have a character that can do it all. She can clip you with this move. She can whiff punish you with wall standing 1. She can whiff punish you with wall standing 1. It's kind of annoying, you know. She just sits back here the whole time, just boom. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty long range. What else? Counter hits. As far as counter hits goes, she has 4-1. She doesn't use that much. What counter hits does she have? Oh, that's a counter hit launcher, ain't it? It is. Yes, it is. And she has wall standing 2. And she got wall standing 2. She has those 2 moves or counter hits. So right now we're seeing how much this character can be devastating. Devastating right now. What else? 50-50s? I mean, this is pretty easy. She just... What's her hell sweep? What? Bro, what is her hell sweep? So this character has a plethora of options, as you can see. Oh, and then, you know, the hell sweep. I forgot to say. Boom. Hell sweep. Into a guaranteed back 3. So let's start off with how this character functions in the first place, which basically Raven's not the type of character to poke you out with lows. That's not the type of character that she is. So one game plan against this character is if you stay patient and if you don't allow yourself to get hit or clipped by stuff like this and stuff, then she has to start mixing you up. What mix-up tools does she have? She has Hell Sweep. That's basically all she has for lows. She only has Hell Sweep. She's a full-on risk character, unlike Devil Jin, who actually has low pokes. That character actually has low pokes. Which is why you want to start to get Raven into the mindset of okay, she needs to go into you first. Because if she starts whiffing and you don't play into her game, then really she has, like, these are like gimmick strings. She'll just use gimmick strings against you, which you can lab all of those. You can lab all of her gimmick strings. But when she doesn't use gimmicks, she's using 50-50s. And she's using safer keep out tools like this, you know. When she's in your face like this, she's actually taking a huge risk. But it's not really a risk if you're not willing to press against her. And once she has in her brain that you're not going to press against her, then she'll just run up the mix-ups on you all day. Some Master Raven players just do wall standing 2 into wall standing 2. That's a very common flowchart. It's when they know they're in your head. But the thing is, what we're going to talk about is not getting trying to break down what's happening. So first of all, if you're getting hit by her cart flip, 9 times out of 10, you didn't duck for this. 9 times out of 10, you never duck for this move. You're getting counter hit or you're getting clipped. That is the most common thing or explanation that happened. You know, you go up, you try to jab, you get counter hit. You go up, you try to dash block, you get clipped. You know, so that's something to think about. If you're getting hit by this a lot, then there's that. You know, it's already the picture's already being painted that if she's only using this move, then you're either getting clipped or you're getting counter hit. So you need to avoid that situation. But if you're in another situation where she's approaching you, right? She's doing wall standing 2s instead. She's doing wall standing 2s. Hold on. She's doing these wall standing 2s from far away or up close or whatever. Your game plan then is, first of all, she's -8 on block. She's -8 on block. So if you really wanted to, you could start up your own pressure. What happened? Okay. If you really wanted to, you can start up your own pressure after wall standing 2. You can wait for her to do it and then start your own pressure. Which is a very good idea because her panic tools from standing aren't that great. But her panic tools, when you're spaced out in this range right here, is very good. This is very good. And she has another move, right? She also has this, but it's not really that great at all to really. I have to explain what your game plan if you can react to this low and your game plan without if you can't react to this low. But for now we're gonna go with if she's counter hitting you. So she's sitting back here at this range, right? And she's trying to do wall standing 2. She knows that she can try to counter hit you from this range. You can't tell when she wants to go in. At this point, it's really, really, really good to realize that spacing correctly is by far the best thing you can possibly do, because you want to make them as confused as possible. You want to make them as confused as possible on what they should be doing and what spacing or what space they should be at to start doing moves. So you can easily make this move with if they think you're gonna go in. You know, it's really, really easy to make that move with. But if they feel like you're gonna stay back, which they can predict a lot because Master Raven players know that most people are scared of them. Most people are scared to go in on Master Raven. So 9 times out of 10, she'll compensate by 4 dashing even more and going into your range. Most people won't press, but you can definitely get the read on her if you really wanted to. If you really, really wanted to, that's something that is a very good option against her. Of course, you have to use a mid. Do not use highs. That's not the plan unless you want to die. Don't do that. And then that ties into the next thing where she's going to start whiff punishing you if you try to use keep out buttons, or she'll start to play back more if she can't really like get a grasp on your spacing or your timing. She'll start to space out more and just play out here where she's strongest. This is where she's strongest. And she can't really be punished for being all the way out here because this is where she's best. And because she can't be punished out at this range, it's very important to know that this is risky for her. Just going in straight on you is risky for her. Staying back here is not risky. Staying back here makes you scared of pressing when she goes in. Those two things link together, you know. And the thing is, what you have to realize is that if you start grasping her timing and her spacing, and you do hit her with a counter hit launcher after she tries something crazy like running up to you and doing this or something like that, you counter hit her out of that, she'll start playing back more. She'll start being more scared. And that's when you can start playing mind games on her, because she's not willing to risk going in on you, but she also doesn't have your spacing. If she has your spacing, it's very easy for her to just keep using counter hit. I mean, not counter hit. Keep out tools. If she has your spacing the whole time. But if she doesn't know what way you're going to space, she's going to hold off on what move she's going to do the entire time. And that's the most important moment to know when to go in. Because you can't be scared to go in against anybody. Unless you want to run the clock and start gambling whether or not the next thing that happens is going to be in your favor. You can either gamble on the next situation that's going to happen, or you can predict their playstyle, which you've already put them into. Just spacing, going back like that, and instead you can go in, you know? You can go in. And once you're in on a Raven, she can't really get out. She really just cannot get out. There's really nothing she can do besides, I guess, down 4, some high crushing move. All she can do is like these 2 moves at high crush or something. Master Raven players do stupid stuff like slow moves like this. They'll start doing slow moves, which are panic moves, which don't make any sense. But if you have them into that mindset of just playing back and staying back, right? Now, what they want to do most is whiff punish you. They want to keep out and they want to whiff punish, you know? And what you have to realize is that everything all links to your spacing, basically. So, based on your spacing, has nothing to do with your timing. Based on your spacing, they can tell whether or not they want to use keep out moves or whether or not they want to approach you and whiff punish you instead, or like just sit back and whiff punish you. You know, they're just waiting for you to whiff the entire time. When people wait for you to whiff, they're leaving themselves open for you to just run up on them, you know? But of course, if the move you use is too slow, then their panic tool is still going to work. So make sure that whatever move you use after running up is not slow. Unless you just have a hard read on them, of course. That is by far your best option. If they're just spacing out here, keep out tools, looking for whiff punishes, you should definitely start confusing the Raven with spacing and going in at the right times. Making sure that you go in at the right times. Don't just stick to one. Don't stick to one game plan. No matter how safe your game plan is, if you just stick to one game plan, you'll always lose. You'll generally just always lose. Even if, as broken as Leroy was, the Leroy that just came out, as broken as he was, if he only stick to one game plan, it still applies. He's still going to lose. So that's just how Tekken works in general. The last thing I can think about to talk about is basically if she's using gimmicks like that and gimmicks like this, you know, just make sure that you lab. Just make sure that you lab. Like a whole bunch of different characters that in this game have strings and gimmicks that they can use on you to get more than they're supposed to. Like these 2 moves you can fuzzy. These 2 moves you can fuzzy, bro. You can just fuzzy this mix up. It's not an actual 50-50, guys. Don't fall for this, please. That was long. The next thing that we're going to talk about is, are you adjusting to their habits? So, a lot of Master Raven players like to use a forward 4-4 as a round ender. You know, this is very, very common, like extremely common as a round ender. You're on 1 pixel, they'll just randomly just use that move. They'll just use it. It's 20 frames. They'll just use it. It just says -15. Is this actually launch? Raven's down 4-2, 16 frames. Hold on. This is 15. That is a punish. So make sure you punish her for this, guys. Make sure you punish her for this, guys. This is a very common round ender, and if you plan on winning against somebody, you need to start paying attention to their habits. Like, how they kill you during round ends. So don't fall for this every single time they uses at the round ender, because it's very obvious once they do it one time or 2 times or 3 times. You know, everybody has their own habits when they try to round end. Everybody has their own habits of like what moves they try to use too much. Like if Master Raven players, they use down forward 2, 3. This is a very common thing. Some Master Raven players do that. Some just do down forward 2 by itself. They're both normal hit launchers. Unless you crouch, of course. Unless you crouch. This is another... Oh, whoops. This is another thing right here. What do they like to do off of down back 2? Do they like to do the full string, or do they like to just stop there, you know? And then even more than that, do you like to do generic down 4, you know? This is by far one of the most common things I've ever seen from Master Raven players. And it's a habit. It's not a flowchart. It's not anything else than that. It's just a habit that you can take advantage of if you just know it's coming. Other Master Raven players know better. Better ones know better, and they won't go for that. It doesn't give any reward. It just stops people from pressing, and that's pretty much it. Like, you can get a whole low parry or even a launch, you know? It's a lot you can do with that. But anyways, that was the last of my intermediate vid, and I hope y'all like this one. Hope to catch y'all in another 2 days. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah.
Glad you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to share and leave a comment. And if you like to see more of Trizzy's content, make sure to stay tuned and hit the subscribe button.